Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Larry. Today we're going to talk about things that disappear in retirement. I knew some of these things were going to happen, but not all of them. And I really didn't give it much thought to some of these things until I did retire. In the comments below, list some of the things. Tell me some of the things that disappeared when you retire. Of course, the obvious one is the alarm clock. I still have an alarm clock sitting on my dresser. I never use it. Now I got a cell phone that has the alarm. I haven't set it. Although I will say a week or two ago, I had coffee with a friend of mine at 6 o'clock in the morning at Waffle House. I was already upstairs I was already downstairs and I had a cup of coffee and I was on the couch. It was about 4 o'clock. I thought, well, I gotta meet him at 6, so I'm going to set the alarm. It took me a minute to figure out how to set the alarm. It's been a while. So I set the alarm, and when it went off, and it's a little lazy blues ring. I mean, it's not a big thing. Then startled me awake. I thought, what is that sound? Oh, that's the alarm clock. Yeah, I used to hear those every day. No more. One thing that disappeared totally is work stress. I know you all who have had regular type jobs. You had a lot of stress at work, and I get that. I saw it every day in the people I was working for. My work stress was different. When I left the house at 6 o'clock in the morning, maybe 6:30 in the morning, I never knew when I was going to get home. My wife knew that. She'd text me later in the day to see if I had an ETA, but I never knew because sometimes we'd be doing a job where the carpet was going in the next day. So we had to stay until that job was done. And that stress got really old, but I don't miss that at all because those daily deadlines are gone now. Another thing you're definitely going to miss, you already know this, that's that thing called a steady paycheck when you knew that you could look into your bank account and see that you got paid. I never had that. I had this thing called accounts receivable. We'd do a job today, and if I got paid on it in 30 days, I was thrilled. Sometimes it went a little past that, and I had to get a little snippy with a few people once in a while. But for the most part, the pipeline was filled, and I got steady paychecks, but I never knew on what day they were going to hit. So that was steady, and I do miss that. Now there's just no money. There's just no money coming in from any kind of paycheck. One thing I knew I wouldn't miss, but I didn't realize how much was the daily commute. The daily commute. I was driving 100 miles a day minimum. I had 4 work bands over my working career, and close to 1,000,000 miles total on all 4 of them. And I just drove and drove and drove. It seemed like I was driving because we did small jobs mostly for commercial properties and apartment complexes and that sort of thing. And a lot of times we'd be on 3 or 4 jobs in a day, so I was running all over town. In fact, I had a cable guy here yesterday doing some work, and he started out an hour from my house, came to my house, had to go back to where he lived, to the area he lived, and then he had to come back to my area. He drove like 300 miles yesterday. He said he just drove forever, and of course he got paid well for it, I'm sure. But I don't miss that daily commute, and I'm sure you don't miss it either. But those are no longer. I had to go down to Cincinnati a few weeks back, and I thought, man, this is taking forever to get down there. And then it dawned on me, oh, I used to do this every day and didn't think anything of it. Oh well. Here's something I couldn't comprehend. It's called paid time off. Paid time off. You had days off where you got paid on most jobs. I remember sitting around about 10 years ago with a bunch of buddies of mine, and they kept talking about PTO. PTO this and PTO that, and I got this, PTO. I said, okay, excuse my ignorance here, but what in the world is PTO? They said paid time off. I thought, well, I never had that, so it didn't disappear in my world. If I was too lazy to get up out of bed, which never happened, if I was too sick to get out of bed, which happened once or twice in my career, I didn't get paid anything. No work, no money. Pretty simple concept, but a lot of you all are going to miss that paid time off. And right along with that is paid vacations. I never had a paid vacation in my entire life. Well, I did the first few years, I guess, when I worked at Generous Motors, but once I started working on my own, there was no such thing as paid vacations. If I wanted to take a vacation, I had to pay for it. Not only did I have to pay for it, I didn't get paid anything extra for it. So I never had those. So I really wasn't. It really didn't disappear. One thing that disappeared totally for me was the physical demands of the work. Now, yeah, you gotta understand, painting drywall, you think no big deal. Well, let's say it's me and another guy painting a third floor apartment. Okay, we're only gonna be there a couple hours, right? We have to take up a sprayer. We have to take up 5 gallons of paint, a single gallon of semi-gloss usually. We have to take up drop cloths. We have to take up fans. We have to take up all the tools that we need. I mean, it was like 4 trips between the two of us. We'd usually do it in 2 trips, but it was physically demanding, very physically demanding. So I don't miss that at all, and it's totally gone now. And everybody has this thing called they're busy all the time. You talk to anybody, retiree, somebody working, especially those with families, they are so busy, 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 busy. Their whole day is busy. My granddaughter came over last week and cut our grass for us. We pay her. She needs money for college, and I didn't want to do it anymore, so we pay her a little something. And it's worth it for her, and it's worth it for us. But we always ask each other, so what are you doing the rest of the day? Well, she was doing this, and then she's going over here and doing that, and then going over there and doing that. She was so busy. This is a 17-year-old. And you can talk to any adult, and they got the same thing going on. They are busy, 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 busy because they choose to be busy. I learned a long time ago, my mouth knew how to say no just as easy as it learned how to say yes. So I'm very careful on the things I say yes to, and that's not many. Now in retirement, it's a little bit different. If you're busy, 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 it's because you choose to be, and that's the lifestyle you want, and that's fine. If that works for you, I think that's wonderful. It does not work for me. I don't like. I like to be somewhat busy. I like to have one or two things to do during the day. Today I was a little bit productive around the house. Put off a. It's funny because when you're retired, you have a tendency to put off some chores that need to be done because you think I can get that tomorrow. It's like we have this one ledge, we have an open floor, and we have this one ledge that gets really dusty. You can't see it from downstairs, but when you go upstairs, you can see it really bad. Probably hadn't dusted it in a couple of years, so I thought, well, I've got a little step ladder and 6-foot step ladder, and I'm pretty tall anyway, so I could reach it and got out the duster and I dusted it off. But that was a job I've been putting off. I know for 6 months it's been on my list. I just haven't done it. I just haven't done it. And the light on the garage door opener, it was flickering real bad. And it's been like that for a month or two. And sometimes it come on, sometimes it wouldn't. And that's just one of those things I put off. I chose not to be that busy. But anyway, I changed that today. So I got a couple things done anyway. But that's all I've got for now. If you got anything out of this, like, share, subscribe. Until we meet again, I'm going to continue to press on towards that goal.